Hi everybody. Today I'm going to do a swipe technique, and I'm also going to dial it back a little bit. You know, it's easy to get carried away with multiple colors, lots of techniques, bigger paintings. Today I'm going to dial it back and I'm going to simplify. We're going to do a swipe technique. I'm going to try and get some cells, and I'm going to use just the primaries. Let me show you what I have going on here. I've already mixed these up. There's some red. I use Nova paint, pouring medium, a little bit of water, and I have a few drops of silicone in each of these colors. These are straight colors. It's not a dirty pour. When I put silicone in a pour, I put a little S there. That way I remembered that I did it, because I actually mixed these colors up yesterday. This is just yellow. Same mix. And this is a blue. And I'm going to use the primaries. Now, I'm not typically a brown person, but I put some brown in a previous painting and it's burnt umber. So I'm going to use a little more of that today. This is the painting I did the other day using the same swipe technique, and I thought the brown was kind of interesting. So I'm going to use this burnt umber again today. Now, there's just a little bit left. So what do? I'm going to add to it a little bit just to make sure that I have enough. I'm not going to get carried away with the brown, but I want to make sure I have enough before I start. So I don't need to add more paint. This is what I do. I'm using Novaplex 233 as my pouring medium. I'm just going to add a little bit of that. Not that much. Just to increase the volume. I'm going to stir it. It's just a tiny bit thicker than I want it. And when I add water, I add it just a little bit at a time. I take a drinking straw and I just add that much. It's a very small amount in this cup, so I'm just thinning it down a little bit. And again, there's already silicone in this. So now my colors are ready. I've got a 12 by 12 canvas. I've got some white, which is critical to this technique, the swipe technique. I've got my little swiping tools here. And I'm going to do this kind of in a random way. I don't have a real plan here. I'm making sure they kind of cross over. That way they'll blend somewhat. And here's my brown. I'm just going to put some brown right here. Now, of course, the key to this swiping technique is to have something to swipe across these colors. And white typically is the best thing to use, because it ends up sinking to the bottom. I'm going to spread it around a little bit. There's my colors. Just spreading it just a little bit. Now here's one of my tools. This is a little scraper thing that you get in the restaurant supplies. So I'm going to start out with this one. And I'm just going to swipe across the top of this. I'm not going to wipe the whole thing out. I want to swipe the white across, but not scrape off the color underneath. And I'm wiping off my tool in between. So I can see I got some color here. I probably didn't swipe enough here, but I'm going to switch tools. This is my little spatula. I want some of this color to come up a little more. So I'll just play with this until I see something. This is looking nice right here without any further. Oh, look at this. See, that's working out really well. See if I can get a little more to happen here. I'll go back this way. Just using a really light touch. I'm basically just brushing across the top of this. When you use the primaries, they obviously mix to make the other color, make the secondaries. So you can see the yellow and the red are sort of making an orange, the blue and the yellow are making a green. It's funny, this area is different than this, and this is different than this. But it doesn't have to be active everywhere. For the sake of the demo, I'm going to push this a little bit more to see what happens. I like these little cells that have come up, but I'm going to see what happens if I play in this paint just a little bit more. It's interesting how I did swipes in 3 sections, and they look different. Basically, we have the same colors running across here. This is very cool. And again, I haven't torched, obviously. These cells are coming up on their own. The swipe releases the paint that's trapped underneath, and that's where you get these cells. The silicone obviously assists in the cell creation. You can create cells without silicone, but it's a little more of a crapshoot. The silicone helps you kind of guarantee some cells. I'm just seeing this kind of an abrupt edge here, so I'm going to just drag here a little bit, see if I can make a little bit of a design. So here we have a painting that's really pretty good. Just using the primaries plus a little brown, and of course the white is what really makes this whole thing work. And I kind of like this the way it is. I don't really anticipate needing to do much more. There's some fewer cells here which are interesting. I drug a little trail through here, gives it some design element. This is really nice on its own over here. And then you have a quieter area here where not as much is happening. It doesn't have to be busy everywhere. If you have some quiet areas, that's good. So I'm going to call this a success. Again, simplicity, fewer colors, but yet look what we wound up with. So I hope you try this technique. If you're struggling to get cells, try this technique. Fewer colors. Just choose colors you like. Use white. I didn't put any silicone in the white. Have fun. And we'll see you in the next video.